Pressing the button, smiling, and I think we're running. Yes, I think we are live on Facebook. Hello, welcome to everybody. It's great to be here. I have with me Stephanie Thompson, and Stephanie is, I'm so glad she's made it to be here with me tonight, and a business empowerment coach. Stephanie, say hello.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone.
That's right. You're on the other side of the world from where I am. Isn't that wonderful how we can do, conversations like this right across the globe? I think that's wonderful. I'm going to give an introduction who Stephanie is. But first of all, I'm Sigurd Kast. Sticky Beak Marketing is my business. And I am a book writing and marketing coach. I help you write, publish and market your book in 6 weeks or less. That is for those people particularly who think they don't have time or can't make the time. I have got a system for them. So let us have a look at this lovely Stephanie who I have with me tonight, or as in your case, Stephanie, in the morning over in the UK. Now, Stephanie, you are an online business empowerment coach, and you are particularly working with new coaches to get their business up and running and visible, attracting clients on a global scale. I think that is fantastic. So helping them to get focused, fast, attracting clients and making money. That's very intriguing. I'm really looking forward to hearing more of how that works and who you work with.
Well, I have been coaching for many years, and I was totally overwhelmed when I moved online. Totally and utterly overwhelmed by all the information that was available. And me being me make things much more difficult. So I've found out what works right, and I've distilled it all down into just 10 steps that I can teach in 6 weeks, so that those new coaches who are fabulous at their skills of making the transformations, but are really stuck on how to get their business out there. So that's what I do, 10 steps in 6 weeks.
And that's brilliant. I'm just seeing this, similarity. I mean, it's not 10 steps that I have, but it's certainly 6 weeks. I think that's a great time frame. You can achieve what you want to achieve. And I'm assuming similarly to what I do, there's a plan in place, that the 10 steps is the plan in a way, isn't it?
It is the plan. And my 10 steps, step 2 builds on step 1 and step 3 builds on step 2, so that if you just follow it through in a logical manner, before you know it, you're out there and you're visible and you're attracting clients. And of course, when we attract clients, we attract money, which is even better.
Look, I love that. I love how you're saying step 2 builds on step 1 and so on. That's exactly how I look at that whole book writing scenario. Now, just speaking about books, you have authored one book, or part author. Yeah. One of the authors. Fantastic.
Yes.
Tethered Woman. I love it. Lovely cover too. Very fun.
I like it. Yeah. Yes, I was very fortunate. 2019 it was launched, and it was December 2019, because I remember going to Christmas dinner, because we were not in lockdown in those days. Went to Christmas dinner with the family and held this glass of champagne and says, I'm a #1 international best-selling co-author. So I was very proud of that moment, Christmas dinner.
Oh, congratulations. That's fantastic. Yes, it is. It really makes you feel really good, doesn't it? You are part of that. And you're looking at writing your own in the future as well. And is that going to be in, in relation to what you're doing?
Well, as you know, I'm an online business empowerment coach, and last year I was very, very fortunate to have my own radio show. And I had 2 seasons of 12 shows, and it was called Stephanie's Business Coaching Show. But as a result of doing that radio show, I've created all the material. It's not joined up, but I've got all the material to put into a book. But I just need to get it all coordinated and put together.
And I love that. Again, that just reminds me back to that's exactly how I look at it. So many people, particularly when they're established in business like you are, you have already got material. And it's a matter of planning, having your outline correct, and putting your content together. And that really speeds it up without having to sit there and type it for 3 years. So wonderful. Sounds great. Well,
And I've got a question for you, Sigrid, if you don't mind, because I know you're a book coach. I've got all this material around me, and that's the question, when's the best time to engage with a book coach to actually put it all together and make it happen? You know, share a little bit about what you do, because I'm really interested.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that question right back at me. So it's similar to what you said, things are just connected. So when somebody writes a book, they often are not considering what has to go into the marketing, who they are writing the book for, and they're also not thinking about how is it going to be published. And in a similar way to how you talked about the 10 steps that you use, you really need to start the book with a planning as to what you want to create as an outcome, what you want to do with that book at the beginning. So before you start your writing or you're mapping out your chapters, all of that. So my particular method, and that is based on my own, I have got 3 #1 bestsellers on Amazon by now collected. Knowing where to start. So when to engage with somebody, the best time is when you are ready to go. When you're ready to go, when you want to get started and finish it. And similar, or same as you said, 6 weeks is the time frame. So I have got step by step, we'll go through. And the key element is always the plan initially, because the plan as to what you want to achieve means you will know who you're going to write for, who the reader will be, means then what needs to go into the book, what the book is going to be called, and what the chapters are. So everything starts from the beginning of planning. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, yes. And 6 weeks is a wonderful window, as you say. It's a fantastic opportunity. So, yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to take 3 years. Some people take a long time when they just go it on their own, or they follow different tips and so on. I find that, see, you can put something out there, and then once you know the steps, you can put something out in 2 years' time again, if you wish, or earlier, on a different topic or on an additional topic. So the world changes. Everything's different every day. So you really want to be out there and leave your legacy as you go.
And you just saying that, this is something that I think people, coaches, new coaches that I engage with, they sort of feel as though they've got to make a decision that's going to last a lifetime. But things change. Everything changes. So one of my biggest tips that I would share with anybody is, who or what are you going to do for now, for the next 6 months, maybe a year? Because once you've started doing it, you learn so much more, so much faster, and you change, you evolve, you grow, and it makes a huge difference. So I do feel as though some people get really stuck on, I've got to make this decision that's going to be the rest of my life. And it's not like that. It's not like that. Things change.
That's wonderful. I love what you're saying there. So, and this is why I was intrigued about you working with new coaches, with coaches that are starting their journey. Because sometimes when I've worked with startup businesses in different ways around marketing in particular, they change their mind so often, or they are set on one thing, but they forget that they haven't actually asked the people they want to work with. So the client, like I said, with a book, if you don't know who the reader is going to be, how do you know what you're going to write about? You know, you want the people to read it, but who are those people? And the same with starting your business. When you're talking about set in stone from the start, it can't be like that, because only once you've worked do you hear back, don't you, from your clients, what they want, what is more important. So setting up a program can't be really done until you know what the people actually want.
Yes, totally agree with that. And step 1 for me is identify your ideal client. One of the things that I encounter, and I'm probably sure you do too, is people want it perfect. They
Yeah.
absolutely want it absolutely perfect. And do you know what, Sigrid? That is one of the biggest procrastination excuses I've ever heard, because making it perfect, much as people are lovely and want to be perfect, none of us are. And also, what's perfect in our eyes is not perfect in other people's. So we're losing all that opportunity to serve our clients by not sharing our message quicker.
I love it. We have so much synergy here. I can't believe it. I was going to say originally, you know, working with new to business coaches, particularly, there must be hurdles. What's a hurdle, or what's the biggest hurdle, if there is such a thing, that you would say you come across with these clients?
Getting it perfect is what I've just shared.
Right.
And keeping small. They're that unsure and they don't know, and they keep small rather than expanding. One of the things that I've learned along my way is that when you take those steps, you learn so much more, so much faster. And fortune favours the bold. I'm a big Tony Robbins fan, and Joseph McClendon III is one of his main trainers. And he says, fortune favours the bold. And when I very first heard it, I never really got it. But now I do, because fortune, money, favours the bold, those who take action. And it's those that keep small, do keep small, and the bank account stays small. It's those that take action and move forward where the bank account grows.
I love it. That's brilliant. I'm going to cut that piece out later on, because I think that's really great. That makes a beautiful quotes, you know, to put up on a wall. That's really brilliant. So when people start, they are on a bit unsure, I guess, but you're saying really go out and do it. Because only when you are moving do you know whether the direction needs to change or not, because you're getting this feedback, aren't you?
That's right. And I'm an experienced coach, you're an experienced coach. We create new programs or we create new opportunities, etc. But what works in your head and on the paper, when you deliver it for the first time, sometimes it doesn't quite go according to plan, or it doesn't quite get the result you anticipate. And this is why it's so good to take that first step, to take imperfect action. I mean, believe it or not, take imperfect action, because you learn so much more, so much faster, and you go further faster by doing it.
Now, I'm hearing something here. I'm a perfectionist. I admit to it.
Me too.
But I know that that is not the best way. And I'm hearing and feeling, talking with you and you sharing that, this motivation to take the action, forget about the perfectionism, has a lot to do with when you have someone like you by your side. When you're doing it on your own, you got this little voice constantly niggling and saying, oh, that's not ready yet. You know, wait a bit, don't do it. Do it again. Just don't. But working with somebody like you, that would make all the difference.
This is why it's so good to have a coach. All coaches should have their own coach. And it's one way of we learn from people who've been through it. And that's what a coach is. You know, we've been through it, we understand what they're going through, and we can help and guide and support and encourage and motivate and inspire, basically, because we've done it, we know what they're going through.
Now, why do you think it is that the last year, where we've had all these upheavals in the world happening, has been a great year for quite a few coaches, including yourself? Why did that happen?
Well, as you say, yes, I was very fortunate last year. My business really, really took off, and I was really thrilled about that. Why? I think people are reflecting on life. I think the pandemic has brought an awful lot of self-reflection. It's given the people the opportunity to decide what they want. You know, I look at my life pre-pandemic and it was very fast. I was going here, going there, doing this, doing that, seeing that person, seeing that person. Being at home all the time and being contained in the house has given me the opportunity to reflect and to look at what I want and what I really want, and was me going out for dinner 4 times a week really what I wanted to do, you know. And I think an awful lot of people have taken the opportunity to do that, and as a result, I don't know about you guys, but we have furlough over here where people haven't had all their salary and that sort of thing. They're looking to either have a sideline or they're looking to totally change their career. And it's been an ideal opportunity because it's been a captive audience. It's been wonderful for me and hopefully for them, because I've had some superb clients who have really shone their light, and they've now got their message out there and they're getting successful, and it's just wonderful to see.
I love that. That's brilliant. So again, it comes to me back to what I said before. It's having that support, you know, that person alongside you to get you up and running. In your case, working with the, you know, the startup ones, and for them to feeling excited, because particularly this has shown to get online. That's the way to go. And as you're saying, have you had people who had an idea of to do a business a certain way, and then last minute they decided, oh, well, I have to do it online now? Have you come across that? Because your experience was having to go online more.
My business, I was in corporate and then I moved straight into online. The one thing when you ask that question, one thing that jumped out for me is its mindset. So it was my client's mindset, as in, I'm going to do one-to-one. And as we've talked, they've realised that actually doing group coaching is far more opportune and more able to expand, and they're actually seeing the opportunities. So it's mindset from keeping small to actually expanding that they've gone through as well when they've worked with me.
Fantastic. So really getting started is not necessarily starting in a small way, at least not in your mind. That's a big thing, what I'm hearing. So that's very exciting. The other thing I'm intrigued about is to hear a bit more about people getting focused. You have that in your tagline somewhere, you know, in a couple of places around getting focused. What's hard about getting focused for people when they come to you? You're teaching them that, but what's hard for them? Where is it? Is it because they don't know what they want to do, or unsure, or is there?
Yes. They're not focused because they are usually distracted. They've not got their priorities right.
Right.
So somebody will come knocking on the door and say, hi, you're at home all the time. Can you come and help me paint my fence? And you go and you help them paint the fence. And then that evening, they're sitting in their garden enjoying their painted fence. And they've achieved their goal, but your goal is still stuck there. And you've then got to start working and you're trying to cram your business into the last 2 hours of the day. So for me, it's all about having a goal, a vision, and working towards it every single day. I'll share a tip with you and your wonderful community, shall I?
Thank you.
Did you know that you can achieve so much in 30 minutes? If you set out to achieve 3 30-minute jobs each day, surely we can find an hour and a half. 3 30-minute jobs each day, 5 days a week is 15 jobs. Over a month turns into 60 jobs. You've moved your business forward 60 steps in a month, and you've only done 3 30-minute tasks a day.
I love it.
Prioritizing, and for me, it's all about the vision, and that vision being the motivation to commit to and doing those 3 30-minute jobs.
That, you know, that is such a key point. I'm going to put that into the comments below this, because it is an absolute key point for anything. So in what you've described for building the business, for me with gardening, I love my gardening, but I don't get to it. I keep telling myself, so if I had 3 30-minute sections spaced out for that a day, imagine how great my garden would look.
Yeah.
and to grow the business and to write a book. So when people say, I don't have time, I start next year, it's about making that time. And my key to that is knowing what you're actually going to do or write about, or what the step is. So 3 30-minute sections in the day.
That's it.
Wow.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, and when you realise, as I say, 5 days a week and 4 weeks a year, 4 weeks a month, that's 60 steps. It's an enormous amount, huge amount.
And we spend 30 minutes just scrolling through Facebook sometimes, don't we?
I ask you, yes. We lose hours through Facebook and notifications and all of that sort of stuff. Yes, we really do.
A powerful way of getting things done, getting that focus and getting things done. Because once you've got something done, you feel so, wow, achieved, don't you?
It's the dopamine hits. And dopamine, I don't know whether it's a hormone or what it is, but dopamine is released when we're excited, and it's actually addictive. So for every task that we achieve, if we celebrate it, no matter how small, we want more, which keeps us motivated.
Wonderful. That's really great. Now tell us about the live webinar that you've got coming up, so that we can put that into the comments as well, so people can come and join you. That's something very special. Where is it? What is it? Who should go?
Bless you. Thank you for the opportunity. So I did a poll and found out what my clients, when they first start, what is it that they're worried about? One of the things is how to find my clients, how to find my tribe. So I've put together 7 tips on how to find your tribe, so that I can share it with whoever wants the help. I'm doing it as a webinar within my own Facebook group, which is Stephanie Thompson, Get Focused, Fast, Attracting Clients. Right. And I'm doing it on the 23rd of March at 2:30 UK, but it will be available in the Facebook group. So anybody who signs up can have the workbook, and then they can catch up on the recording as well, because I appreciate the time difference. Right. So so how to find your tribe. If you want 7 tips, free training, you're very, very welcome to dip in and have a look.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So we'll put the details and the link in below as well when we've got the final words here. That's and a really great service that you're doing. And I think, again, it comes back to what you said earlier already, is to listen to the clients, or the prospects to be the clients. What is it they actually want, isn't it? And that's exactly what you're doing. You're Absolutely. Delivering that.
Yes, definitely. Well, I'm doing my best to deliver that. And like I say, they've got the skills to do the transformation. They just don't know how to set their business up. And I'm one for processes, a bit like yourself. I like the steps. So it's all about just following the steps. And can I just add, and I'm sure you know this, but if any of your wonderful community have any questions, just pop them in and I'll jump in every so often, and I'll share willingly. Absolutely share willingly.
I think we need to make sure that we pop in our own, tips or questions, or, raise a question with the changes again recently. Not everything gets shown to everybody straight away. So that's a really great opportunity for people to ask questions on the topic as well. So. Well, we could talk probably for another whole hour, because I really think there's a lot to talk about, and we might do another interview after your webinar to see what the outcome was, what people were asking in the webinar even, and do on a different topic again. For now, I think I would like to wrap this with something that you would like to share on, or well, you've already given a lot of tips, but something you want to finish it off on, that comes from something that's bubbled up for you. And I know I'm putting you on the spot. It's not about preparation. It's about what's come up for you that you want to share as a parting thought.
As a parting shot for your wonderful community, believe in yourself, believe in your ability, and trust your coach to guide you, because they've been through it before. They've hit all the potholes. They've worked out what's the best way and the easiest way. And trust the coach that you choose, because they will make a difference for you. And you know, whether it's writing a book or whether it's setting up your business because you've never actually done a business before, then trust your coach. That's absolutely what I would say. And building relationships. So important to build relationships, which could be via posts, it could be via messages, whatever, because people buy from people they know. So building those relationships is huge, absolutely huge.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's who you get to know. When you like them, you trust them, and you are ready and willing to work with them and to buy from them, for a better word on that there. Thank you so much for that. That's been great.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Lovely. Thank you for being here, Stephanie. And I think there's been a lot of tips shared, and certainly I'm going to go back because, like I said, there's something really great on there. We put your comments below. Looking forward to answering them. We'll put the links below as well. Thanks, Stephanie. Have a great day still, and we'll get to work now with our linking.
You have a fantastic evening, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Bye-bye for now.